Killing in relation to an animal means causing death of the animal by any process other than slaughter. Slaughter in relation to an animal means death of the animal by bleeding. UK government regulation.
No. Honey.
150 billion animals every year are slaughtered in the USA. 56 billion farm animals are slaughtered every year in the USA. 1, 2, 3. In the last 3 seconds, 9,000 animals were slaughtered in the USA. What do you see in this image? A beautiful equestrian farm, an orchard with lush green leaves, a field of rolling hills. The modern meat industry has created a mirage. This beautiful farm can be found on the front of most packaged meats, but this is the reality. When consumers eat meat and dairy, they risk consuming antibiotic residue, unnatural hormones, raw meat, and unhealthy bacteria. HA is a strong, toxic chemical that is produced by grilling meat. This chemical is not produced by plants or replacement meats. Studies have shown that people who do not consume meat have lower cholesterol, less chance of kidney stones, a 40% smaller chance of developing cancer, and a lower risk of diabetes in both men and women. It can also contribute to weight loss because of the high fat content in meat and the non-existence in vegetables and meat replacements. Factories used by the meat industry do not only kill animals for food. They also kill tens of thousands of prairie dogs, coyotes, wolves, mountain lions, bears, bison, and more so that they do not interfere, try and break in, or eat the stock. Tens of millions of birds are poisoned each year to keep them from eating the animal's feed. Destruction of habitats for the construction of slaughterhouses, clearing of land, and crops for grazing fields has also become a major problem. A cow is fed 13 pounds of grain for every pound of meat harvested. 795 million people are starving right now on Earth. These cows are overfed. Cows are built to eat grass. Because of this, they are unable to digest the huge amounts of corn they are fed, which leads to health problems like acidic digestion and liver abscesses. Sadly, this is the best part of what animals in factories are fed. It is legal for companies like Tyson, the largest meat company in the world, to feed their animals same species meat, feathers, hairs, skin, hooves, blood, manure, plastic, and various drugs and chemicals. These laws lead to loopholes for outbreaks of diseases like mad cow disease. When animals are fed waste, manure, swine waste, and poultry litter, it is legal for it to contain dirt, rocks, sand, and wood. Because of the outbreaks in mad cow disease specifically, it was rendered illegal to feed healthy cows dead cow carcasses. But pigs are still fed pig carcasses. Chickens are still fed chickens, and so on. The laws passed to cure the epidemic of mad cow disease are still not airtight. Cows can still be legally fed blood and other animals, pigs, chickens, etc., that have consumed beef, and these animals possibly contain the disease. Over 120 million pigs are slaughtered every year in the United States. 98% of pigs that are used for breeding are bred commercially. These pigs are kept in 2 by 7 foot cages that fit them like a coffin. These are called gestation crates. The pigs that are picked to be bred are repeatedly impregnated. When the sow is ready to give birth, it is moved to a cage that is only slightly larger than the gestation crate. There, the sow will give birth to 10 or more piglets. The sow will then be allowed to milk her piglets 1/6 of the time they need to healthfully survive. 20% of piglets are weaned too early and die of stress and disease. As the remaining piglets reach their 4th week of life, they are tagged and castrated without amnesia. Even pigs used for breeding are killed before their 4th year of life. McDonald's buys a piece in 1 in every 7 pigs in the United States. Each year, over 39 million cattle and calves are slaughtered for their meat in the United States. Milk production is just as atrocious. Because of the high-speed demand of the milk industry, female cows are continuously impregnated in a process called a rape rack. The calves are then taken before they can have a drop of milk from their mother's newly filled glands or even see her. She is then pumped and impregnated again. Once she can no longer be impregnated, she is slaughtered. Male cows are generally chained by their necks and packed in crates or kept in fields with millions of other cows, diseases, and feces. Once they are 16 weeks old, they are slaughtered. Seafood, on average, is only 1% of total calories consumed by humans. Fisheries use technology to kill hundreds of billions of fish and other aquatic animals every year. Not included in this number are the 40% of fish who die in the fisheries before they are harvested. In the United States, there is no effort to stun fish before they are processed. Almost all fish are live and fully sensing when suffocated and processed. Over 450 million chickens are slaughtered for eggs in the United States every year. In companies focused on egg production, male chickens are typically macerated or put in plastic bags to suffocate. To induce the number of eggs laid by a hen, they are force molted at the age of 15 months. A process in which the hens are kept in low lighting and virtually starved. This process induces stress in the hens and increases their egg production. Hens are kept in mesh wire cages only as wide as a newspaper. The cages are stacked one on top of the other, floor to ceiling in huge warehouses. Because of the materials used to make the cages, the flooring cuts the hens' feet. The walls rub off their feathers and bruise their skin. The amount of stress induced on these hens is immense. This causes the hens used for egg production to peck at each other. In most factories, the solution to this problem is to sear off the front of the hens' beaks. 9.5 billion chickens are slaughtered each year for meat. Tyson, the largest meat company in the world, has changed the way chickens are raised. Chickens now grow twice as large in less than half the time than they did in 1950. Because of this rapid growth, most chickens cannot even take more than 2 steps without crushing their legs. Chickens raised by large meat companies are kept in sheds with little to no lighting, with over 10,000 other chickens. Not only does the outrageous number of chickens kept in these sheds give them no room to move, to live, it produces hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, and methane. These chemicals are then inhaled by the chickens and their farmers. There are so many other things on this topic I wish I could have covered. Time did not allow, but please keep in mind, this presentation just scathed the surface of the problems caused by the meat industry. It is enormously important that meat consumption in the United States is cut down. From 1985 to 1995, beef exports rose by 450%, and poultry exports climbed by 800%. By 2020, these numbers are projected to double or even triple. I'm sure a lot of people in this room think they have a good reason not to go vegetarian, but keep the big picture in mind. Eating meat will widely and negatively affect the environment, the people's health, and will continue the horrific process that brutally slaughters trillions of living animals every year. One person at a time. It starts with one person. It starts with you. Go vegetarian. In these shoots, the stream of animals was continuous. It was quite uncanny to watch them, pressing on to their fate, all unsuspicious. A very river of death. Upton Sinclair, The Jungle.